everyone, this is Mrs. Thompson, and today I am going to show you a first grade project that is a sea otter. So this is a watercolor resist otter on top of some painted paper. Today we'll be doing just the otter. Next time I'll show you how to do the paper. Now today you're going to be needing a piece of white watercolor paper or sulfite paper. This one is 9 inches by 12 inches. I'm also going to be using a black oil pastel, a couple crayons in black, brown, and white. We'll be needing scissors. You might also want to grab a pencil and an eraser. Alright guys, let's get started. We're going to be taking our black oil pastel, but you could also use a pencil, a Sharpie, or a black crayon, and we're going to be drawing an upside down letter U, and it needs to be really big at the top of your paper. Now we're going to close off this shape, and there we have the head. Now I'm going to draw a line from this side to this side, and I want it to be kind of a curved line. So curve that line up a little bit. It's kind of between a straight and a curved line. I'm going to make 2 round eyes. Going to make a nose. Here's our mouth. I'm also going to add some little lines to represent his cheeks. You can also draw some lines for whiskers. We also need to add some ears, so let's put an ear over here and an ear over here. I'm just going to draw an extra little line inside the ear just to make it look like we can see inside the ear. So this is the top of the ear and this is the inside. Okay, let's add the body. The body is just another big huge U shape. Kind of looks like a tic-tac right now. Then we can go ahead and add some arms. Now his arms are over his body. They're just curved lines. Again, kind of in that U shape. You can add some legs or feet. We can also add some little bit of detail to the arms and the feet. I want to add a line for his stomach. And let's add a tail. If you don't have room for a tail, that's okay. Now what I'm going to do is, with my black crayon, I'm going to color in the nose. I'm going to draw 2 circles inside the eyes, and I'm going to leave those circles white. And all the other parts of the eye I'm going to color black. Now this just adds a little bit of sparkle to his eye. Let's do the other eye as well. And if you want to make any of your lines darker, you can now take the opportunity to do that. Okay, the next step is going to be taking our brown crayon and our white crayon and adding some fur details. I'm going to start with the black crayon, And I'm just going to make some little lines all over the face and body. Now you want these lines to be different lengths, and you don't want to put them in straight lines. You want to put them just all over the place with no order. I'm going to add some more over here. Remember, right now we're drawing some fur on our otter. You'll notice on the arms, I'm drawing the lines going a different direction. But on the feet, they can just go the same direction as they are on the rest of the body. And finally, let's add some detail to the tail. These lines I'm drawing in the same direction that the tail goes. So let's add a little bit of brown to the ears. Alright, now with your white crayon, I want you to do that same thing, but using the white crayon. Now it's kind of hard to see, and this time you're doing it on the stomach. So just a bunch of lines. I know you can't see that I'm making any lines, and you won't be able to see your lines, but I promise they are there. If you hold it up to the light in a certain way, you might be able to see where your lines are. Now when we start painting this, we're going to leave this area white. So you don't need to add anything there because we're not going to paint it at all. We added white crayon to the stomach because we are going to be painting the stomach. Alright guys, we are now done drawing our sea otter. The next step is going to be using liquid watercolor to color the fur of the sea otter. Today I'm back to show you how to color or paint your sea otter. Now we're using a combination of brown liquid watercolor. These things are called water-soluble oil pastels. Basically, it's paint in a stick, but you do have to use water and a paintbrush with it. I'm just going to use my brown water-soluble oil pastel and just add a couple more lines to my otter, because when I go over these with the watercolor, it's going to turn these into paint. You don't want to do too much, just a couple lines in each area. Alright, now that I've added a couple lines using my oil pastel, I think I might add a couple yellow in here, just because this is going to be a little bit lighter. I'm going to take my paintbrush, going to dip it into my brown watercolor. You don't want it to be dripping, so if it's dripping, just wipe it off on the side. And you can just start going over your otter. And it's okay if you get outside the lines because we are going to be cutting this out. But you do want to try to keep the brown paint out of this area, because remember, this area is staying white. So like I said, it is okay to go outside of the lines. We're going to be using scissors to cut this out. Okay, let's get the head over here. Remember, we're leaving some of those eyes, some of the space in the eyes white. So don't paint over the eyes. Wow, he's looking so cute. Now if you think it's too dark in one area, just kind of go over it. You could also just go over it with a little bit of just plain water, and it should take some of the darkness out. Okay, go ahead and wash off your brush. I have some just plain water here, although it's already kind of turned brown, but that's okay. And now in the center here on the stomach, my brush should be mostly clean, but we're just going to see if I can get any just light brown to come out of my brush. So it's super light brown. Some of that yellow water-soluble oil pastel we added should be turning into paint at this point. You can also go to the ears. And if you want to, you can just go over this whole area as well. If you see any areas you missed, just go ahead and go back into it. Most of your otter should be brown. Alright guys, now that my sea otter is painted, I'm going to let it dry, and next time in art class you're going to be cutting it out. Thanks for drawing with me.